Hi, this is Arun from freshersworld.com. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about mistakes that shouldn't be done during an interview. A lot of people make small mistakes and we don't think that it's a mistake. So let me tell you, these are the small things that you have to keep in mind while you attend an interview. A lot of people think, say, my interview is at 8 o'clock, let me be there at 8 o'clock. No. Whenever we say reach the venue on time is nothing but 30 minutes before your scheduled time. If your interview is at 8 o'clock, make sure you reach the venue at minimum at about 7:30 at least. This point is basically for some experienced folks. You might have about 1 year experience and are switching organizations. Interviewers would have this curiosity of asking you a question, why is that you want to switch? At that point of time, do not badmouth your previous organization. Be very honest. Honesty is the best policy. Be very honest in explaining why is that you need a job change. If you're not happy with certain things, be very truthful in telling them and do not lie, because the HRs who are taking the interview would have interviewed a lot of people and they come with a major experience and they can easily find out if you're lying. And this has become very common in us. We carry our mobile phones everywhere we go. So make sure you switch off your mobile phones or you keep your mobile phones on silent, and make sure you have it in your bag. Do not carry your mobile phones and wallets in your pocket. Make sure you leave it in the bag. And because it would change your posture when you sit on the chair, it would change the posture when you talk to them, when you walk. It creates a lot of problems and hassles when you're carrying your extra accessories with you. And when you walk into the room, do not go sit on the chair without handshaking with your interviewer. This is very, very important because the first impression is always the best impression. When you're talking to the interviewer, you enter the room, knock the door, and you enter. And when they say, please come in, you walk in and handshake with your interviewer, telling your name, your full name. Do not say whatever your first name and last name is, introduce yourself and wait for them to say, please sit down. And when they say sit down, use thank you. This is very important. Use thank you and smile when necessary. Always when the interviewer is asking you a question, concentrate. If you're not getting their questions, you can ask them again. I didn't really get the question. Can you repeat it again? And when you've got the question, answer to the point. Do not beat around the bush and say the same things again and again. There is a saying that people who are very nervous either don't talk at all or they talk a lot. So the interviewer has this thing in mind. So make sure you answer to the point and do not waste their time. A lot of HRs would have this habit of asking you questions so that just to check your anger level, anger management, stress management. So when you get questions like that, do not overreact, do not get defensive, smile. And if you have a valid point, you tell them like this, I totally agree to your point, but these are my reviews, these are my points. Put it across in a very polished way. Do not get defensive and do not lose your temper, and make sure, meditate 5 minutes before the interview. That will make sure that it brings all your stress down. And this is for the freshers. A lot of freshers, after a long time, you would have got a job call and you won that job somehow. So do not act too desperate to get that job. Tell them these are things that I have from my side and I feel I would be the right fit to your organization. And do not say, please, I would need this job. Without this job, do not discuss your financial situations to the interviewer. Tell them these are my valid points, these are my strengths, and I feel I would be the right fit to your organization. You can put it across in that way. And when you know your skills, say for example, some people might be good in Java, some people might be good in C#, some people might be good in XYZ things. So when the interviewer is asking you questions about your skills, do not lie to them, because the next question is, can you write a code for me? When you lie to them, you can easily get caught. So make sure you do not lie to them, and whatever your skill set is, make sure you tell only that. If they ask you a question, why don't you know this? Tell them, I didn't really get an opportunity to know that, but if you can give me some time, I will be surely interested to know, or I would be really happy to learn about whatever you're telling me. And keep this in mind, it's just another person who's talking to you. When you're attending an interview, don't go in a mindset that it is your interview. Make sure it's just another conversation with the other person. Say hi, say thank you, and make sure you're just talking to your friend, but it's a professional conversation. We tend to get over nervous and we make mistakes. So make sure you just be yourself. Do not mask yourself or do not restrict yourself. And say if you're not being ourselves, I'll give you a small example. When you're sitting in the chair, we just try to fold our hands or we get too fidgety. Just be yourself, and it's just a conversation. Make sure that have it in your mind. And always, as I say, you ask questions. When you've been given an opportunity to ask questions, Do you have any questions for me? That for sure, this is one of the questions in any interviews that you attend. Ask some questions like, what is my job profile and what is my job role? Instead of asking questions like, these are called critical questions. What is my salary? What is my take home? What are my benefits? Will I be getting this? Will I be getting that? Do not ask those kind of questions in an interview. When you ask these kind of sensitive questions, the interviewer might think that you're desperate about the job and you need more and more money. And when you're leaving the room, make sure you take the interviewer's name and do not just walk away from the room after the interview. Say it's a bad interview for you. You've not done it well. That's okay. Do not show that frustration on the interview and just walk out of the room. No matter what the situation is, make sure you're calm during the interview because they might be checking your stress level. That's why you might have screwed the complete interview. So before you leave the room, say thank you and all that and then walk out of the room. And the best way to walk out of the room is handshake and get to know his name and say thank you and walk out of the room. Well guys, all the best. Please do not have all these mistakes done during your interview. This is Arun from freshersworld.com. All the best.